Brandon Coutu will kick off as Auburn won the toss, and they have elected to receive, and this is Brad Lester. He'll take a knee, and the Tigers will open at their own 20-yard line. Well, black jerseys today, 2 weeks ago down in Jacksonville, Gary.
I think it's really paid off. Mark Richt giving up the play calling. He is starting to see the big picture in football and being a head coach. Yeah, this one was a little controversial, but he knew his team needed some juice. And now today he says, let's go for it. Everybody knows we're here. We might as well just step up and do it again.
Well, he told us yesterday when he relinquished the play calling duties to Mike Bobo, it did allow him to consider the big picture and allow him to express himself a little more. First down and 10. Lester is the deep back. Brandon Cox will throw on first down. Intercepted. Picked off by Keelan Johnson. So the first play from scrimmage, a turnover by a team that had only intercepted 4 passes coming into this game.
Well, this is a nightmare for Cox. This is just a reminder of what Tracy said. It's going to be the tight end coming across, and right underneath it, the safety is going to cut underneath it. Watch the safety, Johnson, follow the tight end. The ball's lobbed a bit to get it over Curran's hand. Watch him lob it over Curran, number 35, and that allows the time for Johnson to come in and make the play. That's good defense. The linebacker forces the soft pass. The safety cuts underneath it.
Keelan Johnson, the senior, second interception. There is a flag down. Looks like a personal foul. We didn't quite hear Penn Wagers, who is the referee today.
Oh, just 15 yards? That's nothing.
That's right. Well, in that Georgia-Florida game 2 weeks ago, after the unnecessary celebration, there was also a personal foul. Here's Matthew Stafford, and as a result, Florida wound up kicking off from its own 8-yard line. First down and 10 now after only the 5th interception of the season for the Bulldogs. Matthew Stafford, sophomore quarterback. Back at the 40. Goes deep left side, man coverage, Massaquoi, too far. Woo. It was Sean Bailey. Let's get more on the jersey story from Tracy Wolfson.
Guys, while obviously the players wanted to wear black jerseys, Mark Richt was really quiet about it all week. And I was told in the locker room that the team had no idea they were going to be wearing these jerseys. They turned the lights out, they said a prayer, they turned the lights back on, and there they were, and they said the players just went crazy.
Thanks, Trace. Second down and 10. 3 wides, a handoff, no Sean Marino. He does provide a little energy to this football team. Well, this is the first time. How about other teams historically with different colored jerseys? Remember 1977? They came out in the green. In 1980, with Herschel Walker running over Bill Bates, gosh, he hates to see that again. Georgia running in red pants. And then in 1998, they wore black pants in the Outback Bowl and won again.
Mike Bobo, the offensive coordinator, threw that pass right there.
3rd and 1. Marino. First down to the 30-yard line. All right, we've mentioned Matthew Stafford. For the season, 15 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's got a great gun. The sophomore from Highland Park in Dallas up front. Sturdivant, Davis, Velasco, Bowling, and Chester Adams. Bailey and Massaquoi, the wideouts. Tripp Chandler, the tight end. Marino and Sutherland in the backfield. First down and 10. That's Sutherland, the fullback. Marino comes right.
Marino and right guard.
And we had a lot of things going on a moment ago. Brandon Cox was trotting off after the interception, and he was hit by Rod Battle, and that was the personal foul.
Yeah, and that was richly deserved.
Second down and 8. Thomas Brown is in the backfield. Missed the last 3.5 games, gets a great block, and the pass is complete out to Sutherland. And defensively now for the Auburn Tigers, presented by Applebee's, Coleman, Thompson, Sims, and Senderic Marks. Quentin Groves has now moved to linebacker, where he joins Blackman and Evans. And in the secondary, Powers, Etheridge, Eric Brock gets the start today. Patrick Lee is at right cornerback. 3rd and 5. Opening moments of the ball game. Stafford out of the shotgun. Loads up. Sean Bailey comes in motion, then starts back to the left. Little half roll, the lob out. It's caught by Bailey. First down inside the 20.
You can see Mike Bobo, offensive coordinator's respect for the Auburn pass rush. And then you tie that to the fact that most of the time on 3rd and medium, Auburn likes to play man coverage. So you do a little quick roll, you rub out a guy to the outside, and you get a first down. That is good coaching by Bobo.
On the first play from scrimmage, Keelan Johnson, the senior, intercepted Brandon Cox. 2 first downs now for the Georgia Bulldogs. Play action, Stafford out to Brandon Sutherland, incomplete. Second down. Second down and 10.
The greatest impact that I think Matthew Stafford has gotten from Noshawn Moreno is he doesn't have to throw those short passes. Whoa, huh?
Well, that's not going to be greeted with enthusiasm here. Tennessee controls its own destiny in the East. Georgia has to win out and hope that somebody beats Tennessee for them to get to Atlanta. And Tennessee, with 2 games remaining now, having knocked off Arkansas, they've got Vandy and Kentucky. Here's Marino to the 15-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. So with Tennessee's victory today, and of course they had that 35-17 win over Georgia, the 2 teams now tied 4-2. Florida, they still have a chance, but they were hoping for a Tennessee loss today as well. And then you've got South Carolina, followed by Kentucky and Vanderbilt.
Remember now, Tennessee beat Georgia.
Right.
If Florida could get Georgia to lose, they've owned the tiebreaker against Tennessee because they beat Tennessee.
3rd and 6. Here's the audible by Stafford. Noshawn Moreno is back in. Stafford will throw, comes right side. He goes into the end zone. It's incomplete. Gerard Powers defending Chris Durham, number 16. Right down the pipe. Perfect. So the Georgia Bulldogs turn the interception by Keelan Johnson into a field goal from Brandon Coutu. Everybody got the message. Mark Richt said, the senior said, could we do a blackout? And Mark said, what's the purpose? Why do you want to do that? And they said, because it'd be cool.
Be cool. Well, I think he's learning what it takes to be a head coach doesn't necessarily mean you be an X and O guy all the time. And he probably should have learned that from Bobby Bowden. He's one of the best at it.
Mario Fannin, one of the deep men. Coutu will kick off. This will be Brad Lester grabbing this one at the 7-yard line. 15-20.
You know, as you come out here, Vern, many years of playing quarterback and broadcasting as a quarterback, one of the worst things is throwing an interception before you've been introduced in the lineups. That's never a good sign.
Are you speaking from experience?
Yes, that's never a good thing before you even get your feet wet.
Well,
it's never good.
It happened.
Yes, it's happened.
Brandon Cox threw an interception on his first throw of this game. He had 4 in this game last year. He'll hand it off to Lester, and Lester gets a couple. Well, now let's officially introduce you to the quarterback, Brandon Cox, Trussville, Alabama, and the interception number.
You want me to do this?
Yeah, there you
Whoops.
go. It's never good either when the analyst is drawing over the graphics.
Exactly.
That's not a good sign. Pugh and Green, Bosley, Ramsey, and Zemba. 3 of those guys are true freshmen. Smith, Dunn, Brad Lester, Cole Bennett, and Montez Billings. Twin backs now, Lester and Fannin. Here's Cox. He runs up. He's got a man open, and he completes it out to the 43-yard line. Defensively for the Georgia Bulldogs. Battle, Owens, Atkins, Marcus Howard. Linebackers, Rennie Curran, a true freshman. You really like him.
Absolutely. He is a blaze out there.
And in the secondary, Miller, Johnson, Bird, and Asher Allen. First down, Cox on the pass reception. Rod Smith caught it. Brad Lester is the only running back. Play clock, 0. Call time right before it the first big play of the ball game. We'll be right back. The Auburn Tigers with a first down at their own 44-yard line. 3 wides. They'll hand it off to Lester. Cutback block, breaks the first tackle. Scrambles out to the 48-yard line. All right, Tim, Bulldogs win there. Bulldogs lead here. Second down. Here's the toss left side. Brad Lester, he's cut down at the 50.
What do we talk about number 35 and hitting? This guy, what did Willie Martinez tell about him? He's like he's got a magnet in his forehead to the football. Watch this true freshman find a way to the football and lay one on him. It's hard to take your eyes off this guy. He's under 5'11". He might be 5'10", 5'9 and a half, and he's a dynamo to the football.
Out of Snellville, Georgia, familiar to Georgia fans. That's the hometown of the two Davids. David Pollock, who is here on site today, and David Green, who's now on the New England Patriots roster. 3rd and 3. And time is called by game in the rivalry dating back to 1892. 3-0 Georgia. Cox to throw. Under some pressure, rolls out, puts it up, and it's caught for the first down by Robert Dunn, number 3.
Well, that's the second time Brandon Cox has come out of the pocket and made a play, half with his feet and then half with his arms. This offensive line, I mean, this is modern-day college football here. University of Auburn, now listen to this, he's starting in the SEC, 3 freshmen, 3 true freshmen. That's Ryan Pugh, right? 3 of them. And you find coaches are getting more and more used to doing this.
Here's Lester. Comes left. Big hole. Fights his way inside the 25, out of bounds at the 23-yard line. Well, and of course, the Georgia Bulldogs start 2 freshmen in their offensive line.
And you know those guys that rank these recruiting classes, they might know what they're doing. Because look at last year's recruiting. Number 1 and number 2 ranked, Auburn and Georgia. It looks like they do more than stay in their basement and watch film.
That was Gary Danielson.
They're pretty good at it.
My partner. First down and 10. I formation behind Cox. They toss it. Lester comes to the near side. He stays inbounds, knocked down at the 18-yard line. All right, thank you, Tim. Second down. Billings in motion. Handoff to Lester. Comes near side. Oh, nice. Boy, he did a nice job of avoiding Curran on that one. And he's inside the 15-yard line.
Tommy Tuberville came into this game saying he was a little worried about his team not having a bye week all year. He thought he might be a little mentally tired. But interesting, they've gone now to Lester. Remember, now he was held out or suspended for 5 games. So this guy might not be mentally tired, and it's a good play to have him in the game right now because he's got fresh legs, while Auburn might be a little bit weary without a bye.
9th play of the drive. The Tigers trail by 3. Handoff Lester, comes left, gets a fine block. Curran is down in the ankles to make the stop. Keelan Johnson up high with help from Corby Urban, number 90. Ben Tate comes in, and Lester will get a rest. 2nd and 9 at the 12.
2nd and 9 at the 12.
Billings and Smith break wide right. Play fake. Cox being chased. Fires it low and short. And Billings stepped out of bounds, I believe. Or is he just down at the 17? At any rate, he lost 4.
Well, this is trademark the way Auburn runs their offense. Al Borges has been doing it for years. The Georgia players told us yesterday that this is the first team they've faced all year that is a north-south team. They run the ball north-south, and then they hit you with the little boots to the outside.
Al Borges, coordinator. 3rd and 13. 4-man rush. Cox steps up. He'll run it. This is not his strength. And he is caught at the 5.5-yard line. It'll be 4th down.
Had Montez Billings open, if Cox could have came out of the pocket and found him, I think Billings is right here. Watch how he gets to the middle of the end zone. It's a very wide Tampa 2 defense. Look at Billings, wide open. He's got his hand up. He's wide open right there. And Cox was flushed, could never refocus. Actually, he was looking to his right. Had he looked to his left, he would have had a touchdown.
That will bring on the freshman Wes Byram to attempt a 22-yard field goal to notch this thing at 3. Byram, one of the heroes of the win at Florida early. Oh, dear. He got it, but just inside the right upright. Always under control.
You know, the tip-off to me was Uga was in the black shirt.
Yeah, you know, that's...
He got the word.
In the pregame warm-up, Uga was the first one out in the black. Yeah, you're right.
Uga just doesn't like to change and shower. He just goes with one shirt the whole day.
The kick taken by Asher Allen. Tries to get outside, slips and falls. He's down at the 28-yard line. Well, Noshawn Marino has had 3 games for the ages, the last 3, just under 200 games each time, 200 yards. And the comparisons now to Herschel Walker, who played here in 1980. Difference in height and weight. But Noshawn Marino over 1,000 yards, the first freshman to accomplish that at Georgia since Herschel Walker. Look at this, 157,
yep.
188, and 196.
And he's brought something to the team that, you know, they just seem more spirited to me. Whoa.
And that's a rare loss. He's cut down by Antonio Coleman, number 52.
And Antonio Coleman is the guy that's on the field because Quentin Groves is at linebacker. When Groves went down with that toe injury, Coleman took advantage of it, proved himself as a good defensive end replacement, and then Will Muschamp, defensive coordinator, says, I'll get Groves back on the field by moving him to linebacker. Here he comes in, Vern, at defensive end.
2nd down, 11. Now Groves is up on the line. 3 men with their hands on the ground. Here's Stafford with a play fake. He's under some pressure. Heaves it deep left. Who would have guessed that back in September?
Nobody.
3rd down, 11. Kansas, of course, has Oklahoma State tonight. Undefeated. Here's Stafford. Tries to flip it out. He does to Marino. He's got some blocks. At the 42-yard line, 1st down, Gerard Powers after a 15-yard gain.
Well, Georgia has their freshman, too. Trendon Sturdivant, number 77. Watch the end man right here. He invites the pass rush to the outside, and then Clint Bowling, number 60, right there. Watch him clean it up at the end. 2 freshmen in there making the play on that screen pass, nicely designed. But how about the execution by 2 first-year players in the offensive line?
Now Thomas Brown is back in the lineup. He's missed the last 5 games. Broken collarbone. And Brown gets it, goes left. And in the game in which he broke his collarbone, he picked up 180 yards against Ole Miss.
Right. You know, let me weigh in here. I'm not a big fan of this. Thomas Brown has earned his right, I guess, to be in this football game. But this Georgia offense has caught fire by lathering up Noshan Marino. I think Brown was in, remember, at the first series when they were held for a field goal, and now here again. If I'm Georgia, I'm going to ride my hot guy right now. He seems to play better with a lot of carries, and I like Marino in the game.
Brown is in there right now. Auburn brings only 4. Play fake. Stafford. Nobody open. Now he's got Massaquoi wide open. Touchdown, Georgia Bulldogs. 58 yards. Terrific block for the second time since he's been on the field by Thomas Brown. And Stafford, who hit Massaquoi from 84 yards out of the win against Florida, connects on a 58-yarder. His third catch for a touchdown this year.
Well, I'll tell you what, the guy, Stafford, made the play. Brandon Cox made it early by scrambling out a couple times, but he got 10 yards, 15 yards. This time, Matthew Stafford comes out of the pocket, and he looks deep. Remember, Cox didn't look into the end zone. Stafford did. He's the mad bomber, and he produces 7 points.
Mark Richt said the other day, I know. They've won 6 of the last 7. I prefer to look at it as if we've won 1 of the last 2.
Right.
Third down, short. Tussle at the line. Appears that the Tigers get a first down. Carl Stewart, number 32. All right, Tim, thank you, and our best wishes to our studio producer, Vin DeVito, hospitalized last night, but will be released. He's doing just fine. Block. Knocked down. Jeremy Lomax, number 55.
Well, modern day football, you better be able to find passing lanes. This is what he's seeing right there. He sees a guy, but when you throw short, and you've got those big guys, this time Lomax rising up to knock this down, you got a short pass. Those are the ones that get knocked down. The best I ever saw at throwing short passes, by the way, Bob Greasy. He seemed to be able to find those lanes to throw those short passes.
And not the tallest quarterback
Nope.
ever. What a tackle.
Guess who?
Guess who? Number 35.
He's a lightning bolt. He reminds me of Jonathan Vilma. Remember the Miami first-round draft pick? He's like that University of Miami linebacker that just is a heat-seeking missile. Left side of the screen. I was talking so much I forgot to circle the guy, but watch the football. Number 35 will get there. I'll tell you, watching the tape of the Florida game after the game was over, I saw number 35 run down Percy Harvin, and I said, this guy better be playing.
3rd and 13. 3-man front for the Georgia Bulldogs, playing for the first time ever in black jerseys. Here's Cox. A lot of time deep down the middle, and incomplete as Billings was bracketed.
Yeah, he got hit on that one, so he had nothing on it. Same time, I think it was Lomax again, number 55, that came in and got right into Cox as he tried to release the, yes, it was Lomax, and as you can't step into the throw, he had nothing on it, and the ball just died in the middle of the field. Cox is very fortunate. That ball was not picked off.
Ryan Shoemaker is on to punt for the first time. This Auburn team, outstanding net punting average of 39.8. This one, Mikey Henderson moves up, grabs it, and
great catch.
Yes, it was.
You know, he probably saved about 12 yards there because that ball would have rolled forward, maybe down to the 15, 20-yard line. So that was a great play by Mikey Henderson there.
35 yards. Well, these are familiar foes. Jordan-Hare Stadium to Stanford Stadium, 185 miles. They have played in each other's stadiums on a basis of a continuing basis since '59, and great names here. Vince Dooley, head coach at Georgia, was an Auburn grad. Pat Dye, Georgia grad, one of the great head coaches in Auburn history. First down and 10. Play fake. Stafford comes right. Nice touch, and Sutherland with a terrific job to hang on to it.
You bet it was.
Whoa. Patrick Lee.
Yes, Patrick Lee. It was that roll-up coverage. And this is a young mistake. Mark Richt, an ex-quarterback, knew instantly that this was not the right place for this ball to go. You know, actually, Sutherland actually caught that ball twice. Watch, he catches it once, he gets hit, and then he's going to catch it again, maybe on the way down.
Yeah.
Maybe on the way down. Might get a replay on that one, huh?
And he is down.
You bet he
Richt is talking with the official. Time called while they work with Brandon Sutherland. Quentin Groves, stinger on the last play. Looks like that's his wife. He is one of 2 married players on this ball club, and there's the plunge for the first down. 10-3. Mark Richt gave up the play calling responsibilities a year ago. Mike Bobo is the coordinator now. We are seeing a totally different side of this guy.
Yeah, I think we are, and I think it's what his team might have been looking for. You know, we talked to Mark yesterday, and he talked a lot about, as a play caller from Florida State, he trained himself how to be calm. Now he's learning how to be a leader as a head coach. It's a whole different mindset for Mark Richt.
Well, he had the team emerge from the locker room in black jerseys for the first time ever. They've also got to play a little football, of course, and they lead right now. 10-3. Jacksonville Municipal Stadium, first touchdown, 9 running plays, Marino's in. They had lost 15 out of 17, and this is Noshawn Marino late in the game. Here was Rick getting the Gatorade bath, the climb into the stands, and then memorably, Mark and his wife, Catherine.
It's a nice way to win a game and finish it, isn't it?
Second down. And Stafford with his arms up, pointing at the linebackers, and hands it off. Noshawn Marino, number 24. That's a quick gain of 19.
Yeah, he's just a special football player. You know, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Thomas Brown. He's been a warrior here for Georgia. But this guy is a special talent. I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to keep him fresh, you know, but this guy, when he has the football, this is some special balanced offense. And now number 7, right there, number 7 says, you know what, I can go deep anytime I want.
And he said to us yesterday, did Matthew Stafford, we're going to get it to Marino as often as we can. He just does get it to him there. And Noshawn Marino, the second freshman in Georgia history to go over 1,000 yards. Look at this lineup of SEC freshmen who've exceeded 1,000.
Well, I see 3 #1 draft picks at the top. I assume Darren McFadden will go #1, and Noshawn Marino's just a freshman, so wow, that's pretty special right there.
Second down and 9. I formation. Play fake, Stafford. Goes deep right side, man open. Henderson out of bounds, no catch.
Well, this is the NFL arm right here. You throw this ball to the outside, and boy, it must have been Henderson's toe on the line. Play action pass to hold the safeties. Did Henderson's toe hit the line? Did you see Stafford peeked it one way, make sure it wasn't a corner blitz, and then he delivered? The question was, and you could see both officials right there, said that Henderson's toe was on the line. It appeared like it was.
Yep, it looks like it.
That's one of the bad things from having black shoes. I remember my receivers used to like white shoes just for that reason.
Thomas Brown is in now on 3rd down and 9, and the play is
being reviewed.
Or is it timeout? Let's see.
Oh, I wonder if there's going to be a challenge here by Mark Richt.
The Georgia head coach is challenging the previous play. We're under further review.
I don't know that anybody upstairs could have seen anything that we didn't see.
Well, maybe they're hoping for something more definitive. That's the only thing I can think of.
Here's the end zone view of the last play with Mikey Henderson.
Okay, remember, black shoes is easy to see whether he's on the line, and there it is. That black shoe is easily on the line right there. Look at both. You can back that up, guys, if you can, just a little bit. Both officials in perfect position to show that spot right there clearly. They made the call. Look at this. Great right there. Technique at the top up there. Both guys wave it off at the same time.
I'm just surprised that the flag came out of the challenge, because there was nothing in what we had been able to show as definitive as that one.
I understand. I think it might have been worth the gamble only in this way. It's the first half. You know, your challenge, I mean, your timeouts maybe aren't as valuable. And because it's 3rd and long, he might have decided a timeout wasn't a bad thing anyway.
Incomplete pass.
Well, it didn't take Steve Landis long to say no, and the two officials were in perfect position.
Yes.
And so, Matthew Stafford, in Norwegian, that's an ufta. 12:38 to go in the first half, 10-3. It'll be 3rd and 9. Mark Richt electing to use his one challenge, and he loses the challenge and a timeout. 3rd and 9.
Let's see if Groves can put some pressure. He's lined up at defensive end right here. Matched up against Chester Adams.
Groves tied for the all-time lead in career sacks for Auburn, 26. Comes inside. He's blocked out of this one. Now he escapes it, and it's caught. Kenneth Harris, number 88, with the catch. And let's go down quickly to Tracy Wolfson for this update.
Yep, the Auburn trainers told me that Quentin Groves suffered a neck shoulder stinger. They did some range of movement and strength testing, and they added some extra padding behind the neck to protect it. They sent him back in. I think the hardest thing for him, though, was getting the jersey on and off, guys.
Yeah, it's tight, isn't it? It sure is.
Groves and Gerald Robinson with the lead. Tracy Rocker, the All-American, former All-American, and the Arkansas staff, and Matthew Stafford is going to have to use another time out. Auburn #1 in the NEC defensively, SEC, and Georgia #1 offensively. So strength against strength here on first down. This is Thomas Brown, comes left to the 16-yard line. Well, this fella still matriculating. He's just a few hours shy of his postgraduate degree. He didn't get the blackout memo.
He only has one cape, and it's red. He's stuck.
Tebow's got the other one.
That's right.
2nd down and 8.
Well, Georgia's been down there once already, and they only got a field goal. Can Auburn and Will Muschamp's defense do it again?
Here's Stafford. Play clock at 5. Brown goes right, middle of the field, but way short of the first down.
You know, with Quentin Groves playing linebacker, and he was playing linebacker on that play right there, I think Mike Bobo's got to look at some misdirection. Now, Groves is comfortable rushing the passer, but without much experience being a linebacker, I think misdirection and bootlegs would really cross him up down here.
Georgia 5 of 6 on 3rd down thus far in the game. They've got a 3rd and 5 here. Now Groves has got a hand on the ground.
Yep, dime package or nickel package in.
Yep. Stafford back, lobs it left side for Bailey. Perfect. Touchdown, Georgia. Sean Bailey from Matthew Stafford. And they went over Jonathan Wilhite, number 24.
I'll tell you, you cannot play the coverage any better than this. That's the style of defense Auburn uses. And if you're a defensive back and you're going to play bump and run, you got to go up and make the play.
Brandon Coutu for the extra point. Brian Mims is the holder. Sean Bailey, the senior, his dad Stacy, played here.
You see it, he looked both ways, bump and run. He was going to go with the fade. He audibled to it, tosses it up, perfect position. And Sean Bailey goes up and gets it. Gee, this is, look at that. Aude can't do it any better than that, but Bailey takes it away from him. All of the drop passes, well, they're not dropping them anymore, and they're making big catches now. What a difference from a year ago. These receivers have gotten confident in their game, and I'll tell you, one of the factors is they believe in Stafford, and Marino has showed this team that there's a way to play with attitude, and the receivers now have that same attitude.
Now, Marino's emergence has given them such balance, and the energy that he displays is pervasive throughout this team.
Pooched it.
Pooched it. And it's a muff. Scramble. That might be out of bounds. Let's see who got it.
I don't know. It's close. Look at this.
Still no indication. Now things have quieted down. We're going to have a conversation.
Modern day kickoff.
Ball went out of bounds. It belongs to Auburn. First down, 10.
Modern day kickoffs, you must be ready for every strategy. You must put players on the back end of it that are ready to catch balls. Now, Georgia could have gotten this ball, but it clearly touched the line. It did touch the line. Fanning's helmet and the ball touched the line. I wonder if it was Trott that came up to make the catch that juggled it and missed it.
First down and 10 at the 35-yard line. Backs in the eye. Cox has Lester as the deep back. Carl Stewart the fullback. It's Lester coming right, cut down. Asher Allen, number 2. You know, Gary, just to go back to that conversation about Marino, we were chatting with Asher Allen, Marcus Howard, and Keelan Johnson yesterday. All 3 defenders. And they were reminiscing about Marino last year on the scout team, running against the first team defense, and the energy he gave. These guys said, you know, he's one of ours.
He really is. And he said, we all tried to chin up our chin strap, cinch it up, because we were going to try to kill the kid, and we couldn't do it.
Cox, play fake. Caught, dropped at the 30. Roderick Battle, number 41. There's a flag on the far side.
And it came from the bench from Auburn's side. So I wonder if it's something that the Auburn coaches pointed out. Yes, it was.
Face mask, and let's quickly go down to Tracy.
Guys, you're talking about Knowshon Marino, and players and coaches say he's always doing things that make you say, wow, during a game or in practice. Running backs coach Tony Ball said during practice one time, he was coming back from one of his reps, and he did a one-handed cartwheel and finished it with a somersault with pads on, guys.
Are you suggesting that neither Gary nor I could do that?
Well, I would try it with pads on, but not without pads on. Yeah, he's a delightful guy, and you know what else is? Just to finish up on him, he's not an eye guy. He talks about his teammates constantly when we were interviewing him.
Second down and 6 after the penalty.
Well, Auburn needs to step up to the tempo. Georgia is controlling the tempo. Auburn needs to find their running game. They've got nothing out of their running game.
And that is their strength. There's the change, Stewart and Lester. Draw, room, Lester. First down. C.J. Bird makes the tackle.
Well, that's exactly what you had to do. That time it was a delayed draw, one of the favorite plays for this offense. You see Stewart take on Ellerby right in the middle right there. That's SEC football, basically, if you want to know the truth. The delayed draw has been run down here between Georgia and Auburn forever.
First and 10. 9:27 to go. First half. Play fake. Cox. Nobody open. Got him. Rennie Curran, number 35, your guy. Rennie Curran, Willie Martinez, there's a flag down. Defensive coordinator said of this young man from Snellville, Georgia, I've wanted him to start since I saw his high school videotape.
Yeah, I think he's going to get intentional grounding here, isn't he?
Nope.
No. Wow. Surprised. I thought Cox had a receiver, I'm not sure which one it was, wide open on the out cut to the outside. Curran comes across the formation and makes a great play, and I wonder if he rolled him over and roughed him up after the throw.
Has not.
Personal foul during the play against Georgia. 15 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Oh, that is pretty all-encompassing.
Right.
Against Georgia.
We didn't really get a number there, and I know Mark Richt's going to want to know. There's Curran right there. Oh, it's going to be on Keelan Johnson, number 30, came in. It was an underhand throw that Cox threw the ball here. Here comes Johnson. He's still... That's tough. That's tough. He hit him with his back. That wasn't helmet to him or anything like that. I think that's a tough call. Quarterback comes out of the pocket. A lot of these guys run nowadays.
After the penalty, first down and 10. And a flag is thrown by the umpire.
Another flag is thrown.
Prior to the snap, false start. 76 on the offense, 35 yards.
That's Chaz Ramsey, one of the true freshmen from Madison, Mississippi, number 76. Both, as Gary talked about in the first quarter, both guys on the right side, Ramsey and Zemba, true freshmen.
Yeah. Well, Auburn so far, you know, Cox has thrown for 26 yards and they've rushed for 56 yards. They're behind 17-3.
Right side, handoff Lester, cuts it back. Gets out to the, inside the 40. Tim, 17-3 here, second down and 10. Mario Fannin is on the lineup. Mark Richt is urging the crowd. You can barely see him bottom of the screen. Here's Lester right side. Mark Richt was urging the crowd to get the noise level up.
Every time it looks like Auburn is changing their play on the line of scrimmage, you'll see the Georgia players and Mark Richt try to prompt the crowd and get him to make some noise. Now, Asher's over here. Here's Richt. Watch him urge the crowd. He knows it's an audible. Now watch the players do the same thing. Mark Richt right there saying, come on, you got black shirts on, do something. There it is.
3rd and 8. Three down. They bring 5. Cox across the middle. Caught at the 20. Montez Billings, number 84. First down. Auburn.
This is a big-time throw by Cox. This is what we talked about in the open, that this guy has to be the bell cow for Auburn. They need Cox, the senior, to make plays like this. Number 84, one-on-one. That ball was thrown off his back foot. He had to throw it off his back foot. Watch Cox. Gets shoved in his face, throws it, and lays it right into Billings.
C.J. Bird trailing on the play. A big conversion, 17 yards. And here's the handoff. Ben Tate at right tackle down to the 11-yard line. Marcus Howard makes the stop.
Well, remember we said in the pregame, you got to get up in this football game. You're going to get knocked down. You can't back down. There's going to be ebbs and flows. You got to keep playing. And if you ever slow down, you're going to get trampled. And you can see Auburn now. They've got a couple first downs. They got a fortunate call maybe, but they made it count for a couple first downs now running the ball.
Ben Tate leading ground gainer because in part of Brad Lister's suspension. He goes right inside the 10. That's going to be a 1st and goal as Keelan Johnson, number 30, makes the stop.
I think this is why Tommy Tuberville's teams are so good on the road. They can play physical football. They can run downhill. They have a way of just making first downs when things seem bad by playing power football, and they have also a senior quarterback, and senior quarterbacks have done well in this football game for Auburn.
First and goal. 17-3 the score. Here's Cox with the change. Stewart goes into the fullback position. They hand it to Tate. He goes left. There's a broken tackle. A stiff arm. Touchdown, Auburn.
When you go into a game, you know you got to score in the 70s to win. That's how you got
Oh.
Great
Rod
job
Smith.
by Rod Smith there, wasn't it,
Yep,
Vern?
it sure was.
Classic is what the coaches will tell you in man-to-man coverage near the goal line. If you come down and block one, you're actually doing two because the corner will follow you.
Asher Allen is the deep man. Here's the West Byram kickoff. And it's taken at the 5. Asher Allen out near the 28-yard line. Yeah, Gary Danielson, let's take a look at Home Depot's tools for success.
I really believe some of these quarterbacks, you either have this skill or you don't. And that means coming out of the pocket and learning to refocus downfield and make plays. Matthew Stafford did it on the touchdown. Then on 3rd and 9, he did it for the first down, kept a touchdown pass, and then kept this drive alive to throw into the end zone to Sean and get Bailey a touchdown. 2 great plays by a quarterback who's coming into his own. He told us yesterday he wants to be an All-American. Nothing less is going to make him satisfied in college football.
First down and 10. Stafford with the play fake. Oh boy, got him. Antonio Coleman, his 7th sack of the season. There's a flag down as well.
Couldn't even hold him that time. He came so fast.
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Could not even hold him. He came so fast that time. Watch it, left side right here. There he is. He's just going to come. He gets right through Trip Chandler, I think, the tight end. Yeah, you can't step out. You cannot. You must step inside if you're a tight end and make that defensive end come around you. Chandler stepped to his right and allowed Coleman to come inside of him. Critical mistake for a tight end to make.
That is the first sack by Auburn. Loss of 9. It's 2nd down and 19. 5:45 to go. A 7-point ball game. Stafford, the sophomore. Massaquoi in motion. They'll keep it on the ground. Roshan Marino. Quentin Groves, number 54. And it's time now to cue the duck for the Aflac trivia question of the week. Question 82, the last time Georgia defeated Florida and Auburn in the same season. Name the five Georgia Bulldogs from that team who've been inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame. 5 from one team.
Wow. You know, Auburn is starting to make a move here. They're putting pressure on Stafford without blitzing. That is a key component of this football defense for Will Muschamp and Auburn.
3rd and 19. Draw play, Marino. And Georgia will give this one up. Stafford is arguing about something. He gets no satisfaction at all. Well, he's still pointing something out that he saw.
Yeah, he wanted a late hit similar to what was called against Keelan Johnson earlier in the game.
And so Georgia's going to punt for the first time. Brian Mims, the junior, who's averaging 42.4 for the year. And Robert Dunn awaits it at the 40-yard line. Nice and deep, and Dunn chased all the way back to the 29. Mikey Henderson misses him, but then there's another downfield attempted tackle, and they knock him down at the 27-yard line. 51-yard punt. Nothing on the return.
Tell you, Mims did a nice job. He fielded the snap, number 1. Watch him field the snap and then get inside the rusher and boot a beautiful punt on that play. That was a nice athletic play by Mims.
View from overhead. Sanford Stadium. First down and 10. 17-10 the score with 4:03 to go first half. fake. Chased. Fires it. Caught at the 35. Montez Billings, number 84. Well, it's time now for the Red Lobster Scholar Athletes of the day. First of all, for Georgia, the punter Brian Mims, a 3.25 grade point average. A two-time SEC All-Academic team. And the second, Cole Bennett, the tight end, who's already graduated, one of 10 graduates on the Auburn team, and the 2007 Grady Award semifinalist. Lester, first down.
Kick that almost went out of bounds. Auburn turned that in when they got the ball into a touchdown. Can they turn this near disaster into another score?
First down and 10, 17-10 with 3:35 to go before the break. Cox under pressure, caught and dropped. Clean shot from Asher Allen, blitzing from the corner, and he gets his second sack of the season.
Well, this is on Brandon Cox. You've got a sixth-year quarterback here, basically. Cox should peek for the corner. Remember when I said Stafford peeked? Here's the guy that the quarterback has to take a peek at. Is he getting it or not? He turns it. You should let that ball go right away and get rid of it. Even if your receiver doesn't see it, you have to avoid the sack right here and get rid of this football.
Secure tackle by Asher Allen. And a loss of 12 at 2nd and 22. Fannin goes wide left. The running back is split out as a receiver. Screen pass. Lester tripped up and down at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody tackled him or not on this one, to tell you the truth.
He got hit by air.
Play is set up pretty well. Turns the corner and blows a tire. You know, I say about Brandon Cox, he's really almost a sixth-year senior. He's 24 years old. Only two players in college football are older. Ben Olsen at UCLA and Colt Brennan at Hawaii. He's 2 years older than Jamarcus Russell, last year's #1 draft pick.
Cox had medical problems early in his career at Auburn. Play clock down at 2. It's 3rd and 21. Draw play. They'll keep it conservative, and Lester is going to be tackled at the 29-yard line.
Got to call timeout if you're Georgia. They're more valuable on defense than on offense.
Flag down.
Uh-oh.
Unsportsmanlike against Georgia.
Oh,
this
my.
may be unnecessary celebration.
Yes. And Mark Richt is very unhappy with Keelan Johnson here, isn't he? Look at that. He had the ball back.
There's your senior.
After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct on Georgia. 15 yards will be added on to the end of the run. It's 4th down.
Still 4th down.
Yeah, still 4th down. Good point, Vern. I assumed it was going to be, since it was dead ball, yeah, you can't do that. You cannot do that. You're not going to get away with that. That was silly. Mark Richt is still, though, he's learned as a head coach. Watch the other side, he's saying.
Now, it would appear from that animated response that he's more irritated, angered at the officials than he is Keelan Johnson, but that's going to get called.
Well, he's going to get Keelan Johnson at halftime. He isn't going to get to talk to the officials at halftime.
On 4th down, Mikey Henderson, but field position an issue, and now a flag is thrown, 2 of them, before the snap.
Well, I don't think it's on Georgia, but if it is, it's a first down.
Prior to the snap, false start. Number 5 on the offense, 35 yards. Down remains 4.
False start again. Four penalties today, 3 of them for unsportsmanlike. That's Willie Martinez, the defensive coordinator, talking to his senior, Keelan Johnson. Calm down. Calm down. And so it's 4th down and 8. Henderson tackled almost immediately. 40-yard punt, 4 on the return, and time now for the answer to the Aflac trivia question. 82 the last time, and 5 guys in the Hall of Fame. Here's the list. Vince Dooley, the head coach, who's in attendance today. Bill Hartman, the kicking coach then.
If you knew that one, you're a sick individual. I'll tell you that right there. You have too much time on your hands.
Yeah, I got Walker.
I
got Herschel.
Right.
Longtime observer of college football
That's
that I
right.
am. I figured out Herschel Walker all on my own. Here's Matthew Stafford, screen pass. Oh boy, popped in the air. It's an incomplete play.
Yeah, and now that Georgia's given it one chance on the screen, I think what you're going to see is some conservative play calling and get it out of half right now.
Yep.
Screen pass to the outside, read beautifully by the Auburn defense, laid out, and then what the Georgia coaches were pointing out was one of the Auburn players was celebrating after the hit, and that's what they wanted to say. Come on, where's the 15 on the other side? Zach Etheridge was the guy that got the hit on that play. See, right there, Etheridge, they wanted the same call. I don't think it was the same.
No,
I don't think so.
Not even in the same ballpark, stadium, arena, or what have you. Here's Noshawn Marino.
Run the ball here, I believe. Take it down to 22nd in the half if they do. Incomplete pass is going to cost them.
And they will run it. Oh, boy. That was Quentin Groves. He popped Marino, 54 on 24.
Georgia will have to punt, but it's going to be with under 20 seconds to go when Auburn gets the ball. The only disaster now could be a blocked punt.
Brian Mims has not had one blocked this year, so Matthew Stafford and the Bulldog offense come to the near side.
Mark Richt will take a timeout with 1 second on the play clock so he can talk to his special teams and say, all we need to do is get it over the line of scrimmage on a punt. You watch.
Yep.
Ex-quarterbacks, I guess, huh? Ex-quarterbacks, we can do that stuff.
There's another 24-year-old. He went into real estate out of high school, was out of football, then he went to a non-football playing school for a couple of years, and that was close. Mims gets it nice and high, and Mims is down, and Penn Wagers says, get up. No flag.
I can't believe Mims took a 3-step approach on that punt.
Look at that. Did you see? I could read. He said, I'll call unsportsmanlike if I have to.
If you do it again. He said he was trying to draw a penalty by faking. Cannot do that. Look at this.
Look at Rick.
Wry smile here. Watch this. 3-step. 1, 2, 3. I am shocked. I thought that would be a 2-step punt. Get up.
Get up.
Get up. Get up. Got those black jerseys on.
Our punter just wanted to know what happened. I'm not going to go into detail. I don't need to get in trouble on national TV.
Just 45 yards rushing in the first half. Still up 17-10. How do you get that going, though?
Well, we got the ball first. That'll help, I hope. But they're a great defense. We knew that going in, and they're good at stopping the run.
You told us it would be too hard to get those black jerseys, but you found a way. How important was that for you to do that for your team?
Oh, I don't know. They've been asking for about 5 years. I finally gave in.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
All right, Trace. Good stuff. Oh, boy. We're at halftime, 17-10 Georgia. Let's go back to New York. Here's Tim Brando.
All right, Vern. Obviously, he's tired of calling and writing letters to Mike Slav on Mondays. Coming up, the Geico halftime report. Spencer and I will have all of today's action, including Ohio State in a fight to hang on to its #1 ranking after this word from your local station.
Back and forth, the struggle consumes our soul, trying to keep a level head.
Today, 17-10 as we get set to start the third here at Sanford Stadium on the campus of the University of Georgia in Athens. And the Bulldogs lead the Tigers by 7. Auburn won the toss. They elected to receive to open the game. That means that Georgia gets the ball as we begin the third. Vern Lundquist, Gary Danielson, and Tracy Wolfson with you. Taken by Asher Allen at the 30. A spin move, and he's out to the 32-yard line. A moment ago, Tracy Wolfson with Tommy Tuberville.
Coach, you're trailing at half for the first time all season. Was the attitude in the locker room any different?
Yeah, it's a lot different. We didn't play very well. We gave up too many big plays on defense. Didn't play very good pass coverage. We was worried about the running back. I think we've got adjusted to that. Offensively, we just got off to a bad start. We'll be fine. We got a good football team. We kept our poise, and we came back, and we got ourselves back in it. That's the main thing.
Speaking of the running back and Noshawn Marino, how were you able to contain him in the first half?
Well, we didn't contain him too well at times, but, you know, he's not that big. And we've got a good front four. We've controlled the line of scrimmage other than 3 or 4 plays. We're just going to stick with what we're doing and see what happens.
Thanks a lot, Coach.
And here on first down, it's Noshawn Marino. Carries a flag is down. Marino with 43 yards in the first half of play. The redshirt freshman out of New Jersey. And Gary, I think you think they should run him even more.
Well, he seems to get in a rhythm when he runs the ball a lot. Now, I agree with Tommy Tuberville, though, that Auburn front 7 has controlled the line of scrimmage. I mean, 2 big plays by Stafford, both somewhat broken plays, has been the Georgia offense. I mean, they have really done it outside of the offense. So I see this thing still about the way we teed it up to begin the game. Don't back up, don't back down, tougher team wins. I really think that's the way this game's going to go.
Any edge as you get?
I don't see it.
Nope.
I mean, Cox, I believe, is going to play better as the game goes along. Stafford has made 2 big plays that has kept this Georgia offense in it.
One was a 58-yard pass to Massaquoi. There was holding on the kickoff return against Georgia, so they open with a first down at their own 23-yard line. Holding obviously came on the Marino run rather than the kickoff. Well, trends at the break. Marino with 43 of Georgia's 45 rushing yards, but Georgia averaging only 2.5 yards per carry. There are the 2 big plays by Stafford. Cox a year ago 4 of 12 with 4 interceptions. He was intercepted on his first pass tonight, but he settled down 6 of 10 for 52 yards.
Right, and Marino is one of those backs that gets lathered up as he runs the ball. The difference is this Auburn front just does not allow yards very easily.
Here's the audible on 2nd down and 10. Play fake with time. Oh, it's intercepted. Picked off by Gerard Powers. He's heading left, and he's inside the 30 and out of bounds with the first interception off the arm of Matthew Stafford.
Well, if there's a problem that this guy still has, Stafford, is he believes he's got such a rocket arm that he can fit the ball into any seam. You're going to see the defender, this corner right here, that's who's going to make the play right there. You watch it. Coming off, Powers is going to bait the throw and then anticipate the throw and then make the interception. Gerard Powers, remember, he's the guy that gave up the late one against LSU. Now he's teed up his offense in this big game.
Keelan Johnson picked off Brandon Cox's first pass of the first quarter, and Gerard Powers picks up Matthew Stafford's first of the third. Cox from behind finds Lester, driven down by Donnell Ellerby, the middle linebacker, number 33. Willie Martinez, the defensive coordinator, Georgia, says he's much more effective throwing to his left than his right.
Tried to go left here, got flushed out a bit from the outside by Marcus Howard, then delivers it. And I'll tell you, Donnell Ellerby, and Rennie Curran, number 33 and number 35. Those 2 guys are bullets from that linebacker spot. Can they run?
2nd and 9, blitz coming. Pass delivered right side to Mario Fannin, the redshirt freshman. All right, thank you, Tim. 17-10 here. It's 3rd and 7. You look at Sanford Stadium from up in the sky. Robert Dunn stacked to the left side. Here's Cox back. Looks to his right, fires to his right. It's incomplete.
Going to be rough.
Flag is down. Yes, indeed.
I wonder if it's a hit to the head.
3 unsportsmanlike penalties on Georgia already in the ball game.
Yeah, it's going to be number 9, Jones. The peg camera had him, I think.
Against number 9 on the defense. Penalty 15 yards from the previous spot. Half the distance to the goal.
Willie Martinez dials up the blitz this time. Howard from one side. Jones, oh. Ball was away, I guess. I don't know. These new rules of the court. I wish they had them when I was playing. I got to tell you the truth.
You know, he was in the air.
I know, and he didn't. He just hit him too late. I guess he needed a dive out of the way. I have trouble with them, I got to admit. I think they're protecting him a little bit too much, and that one was really hairline.
He might have needed a Luganis to get out of that. Here's the run to the right. It's Lester. Out of bounds. Yard marker is down. Lester's down. He's going to get up, and they'll lift the yard marker up.
Well, Lester gives this Auburn offense quickness. Tate gives them the strength. North-south runner. The combination, remember, Lester didn't play the first 5 games because of that suspension. He is a touchdown machine now.
2nd and 10 at the 12, a 7-point game. Opening moments, 3rd quarter. Play fake, out to Fannin in the flat. Tackle is missed. Fannin. Touchdown, Auburn.
Yep. Boy, I wish I would have spit it out fast enough. When they brought Fannin in at fullback, he's a receiver. He's kind of an H-back, halfback. He played high school quarterback. You just knew that Al Borges was going to come up with a play to get Fannin, who's in at fullback. The ball quickly to the outside, gets it to him. Keelan Johnson misjudges it, and Fannin does not go out of bounds and scores. Boy, you can almost see it coming. Whenever there's an odd substitution comes into the game, you can tell that Al Borges this time, the coordinator, has something in mind, and that time the thing he had in mind was getting the ball to his kind of slot back quickly in the flat.
I'm sure they're checking to see if he stepped out. I don't think there's any indication that he did.
You know, this guy, I mean, Mario Fannin, he passed for over 1,000 yards in high school as a high school quarterback, 20 touchdowns. He's kind of a blend guy. He had those 2 fumbles early in the year. Remember early in the year when they lost those games against South Florida? He was the one that had the fumbles. They've kind of moved him around. He's a future tailback, but right now they're using him as a blend.
Rolling on the field, it's confirmed. Touchdown.
One of 24 Auburn players from the state of Georgia. Mario Fannin, the redshirt freshman, first career touchdown catch. And we are within an extra point of being tied at 17. All.
Well, you had to love Tuberville's calmness coming out at halftime. He said, we got a good team. We'll be all right. He was right.
17-17 in Athens. Athens, Georgia, Sanford Stadium. Don't forget, later in the game, the 5-star play of the game presented by Wrangler. We're tied at 17. Ben Tate is on. 2 backup wide receivers, both split wide to the left. Tim Hawthorne and Chris Slaughter. Here's the handoff to Tate. He goes left and works his way out across the 40 to the 41-yard line. 17-17. Georgia with 6. 4 of those 6 penalties have been unsportsmanlike conduct. And a couple of them shaky.
And 2 of them, well, the 2 shaky ones came on 3rd down and extended drives.
Rod Smith breaks out wide to the left side. That's Carl Stewart, the fullback, to provide the block. Here's a play fake. Cox, tight end Bennett out of the backfield. And he somersaults with a first down inside the 45 of Georgia. That's a gain of 17.
Well, you know these plays are coming. You just know they're coming. Here's the tight end right here. He's just going to come this way, boot by the quarterback. Watch Georgia flow. Watch the flow. Boom, there it is. 1 yard pass. Those are easy. Even get Billings in front of the play to run it. First down. Another one of those plays that Al Borges has been running for 15 to 20 years in college football.
First down. Handoff to Tate. Goes left. Asher Allen, number 2, is there to make the Tehila and the Allegheny. Because they're not in Pittsburgh, I guess. Second down.
Right.
I knew he'd just love to say it. Here's an incomplete pass. Tim Brando's been working on that for half an hour.
Pitt's got to play better football for Brando to talk about him. Well, here it is. The 2 penalties. That kept the drive alive in the first half that led to the Ben Tate touchdown. This one, that one was tough. That led to the Fannin touchdown. Both on third down. Both, I believe, hairline.
3rd and 9. No blitz. Brandon Cox with time goes right side for his tight end, Cole Bennett. And they pick up another first down. That's the second time in this possession that the Tynette Bennett, who had caught only 4 passes coming into this game, has been a factor. That's a gain of 15.
Watch Rennie Curran here. I believe he was confused on this play, and Georgia was a bit. Danell Elby, watch him go over. He's going to talk to Curran a couple times. A safety comes up. 2 guys are covering one, and Curran really didn't know where to go on that one. I wonder if Georgia just had a bust in the secondary, because that produced a first down by Auburn.
Auburn and Georgia tied. Here's Cox. Handoff right side. Ben Tate runs into Marcus Howard, number 38.
Well, Marcus Howard was caught behind some great defensive ends for a few years here. He finally got a chance to play this year, and he's showing that he's quite a football player in his own right.
Had 2 big sacks in that win over Florida 2 weeks ago in Jacksonville. 2nd and 10. Montez Billings breaks wide to the left. Bennett is tight to the left.
Fanning's in at fullback again.
Yes, he is.
Now it looks like he might have to block.
Which he does. And Tate follows his lead, and he's down to the 10-yard line.
Sure did. This is a guy that played high school quarterback, put him in at fullback because of his ability to catch the ball. Now I'm going to show you classic truck and trailer. The truck right there. The trailer, the guy with the ball. If you're the trailer, stay with the truck. Stay with the truck. Stay with the truck. That's how you make yards.
I like that.
That works.
I like that. Tate, 16 on that play. First down at the 12. Here's Cox being chased, flips it out, and his receiver slipped. Don't know that the ball would have gotten there anyway.
Yeah, but at least Cox got rid of the ball and avoided that. See, that to me, that's like a 10-yard gain because he didn't take a sack, threw it into the ground. So instead of having 2nd and 15, 18, 20 yards, he's got 2nd and 10.
Each team with 1 sack today, and it's 2nd down and 10. Make it the 11 instead of the 12. They load up with receivers to the right side. Dunn is the inside man. Smith, that's Montez Billings in motion all the way across the backfield. Cox, handoff, and a loss. Jeff Owens, number 95, gets Tate almost at the point where the handoff was completed.
Well, that was back-to-back plays. Jeff Owens made the play. He was the one that forced the throw early on the previous play, and now he comes and beats his man up front right on the snap. Number 95, I guess that's him right there. Let's see what happens. Yeah, just beats the center's block that time, Bosley's block. It just gets in there too quick and cannot be handled. And Tommy says, oh, no.
3rd and 15 at the 16. Stewart wide left. Ricks fires it down low. It's incomplete. 6:51 to go in the third, and 4th down. Auburn fell behind 17-3, came back with a touchdown right before the break. It was 17-10 then. They intercepted Matthew Stafford's first pass of the third quarter, got a touchdown toss to Mario Fannin. The extra point was good. That tied it at 17, and now Wes Byram, who kicked that 43-yarder to defeat Florida, has a chance to break this tie from 33 out. Perfect. And the senior quarterback, Brandon Cox, leads his team to 17 unanswered points and their first lead of the night. Road team always does well in this series. It's happening again tonight. Sanford Stadium, Athens, Georgia. Auburn Tigers' first lead of the night. They've come from 17-3 down. They're up 20-17. Blackout Saturday here in Athens. Seniors asked for everyone to wear black who was supporting the Bulldogs and for the team to wear black jerseys. Both have occurred, and they're down by 3. Asher Allen at the 30-yard line. Somebody got him by the ankle. And Matthew Stafford and the Georgia Bulldogs come on the field, and they have been ineffective. Stopped here in the third quarter.
Well, it looks like the reason Tommy Tuberville was so confident at halftime is because his front seven is dominating this football game. Now, can they establish Marino? He started out the game quickly, 7 carries for 40 yards, but his last 6 carries, he's only had 12. Or is it going to be Stafford having to throw the ball? Can those freshmen hold up in the pass protection? It's a tough call here for Bobo.
Out of the spread on first down. And it is to Marino. And Antonio Coleman is right there, number 52. Well, Tommy Tuberville, 13 years as a head coach, 4 at Ole Miss. And here for 9, his name comes up, and it's been mentioned most recently with Texas A&M, even though there is officially no vacancy there. Dennis Franchione there. Look what he said. Every year, for some reason, his name gets tossed around, and he's not going to ruin it by discussing any of that kind of stuff. So says Tommy Tuberville. 2nd down and 13. Stafford play fake, rolling right.
Got nothing.
Finally fires it, and it's incomplete. A flag is thrown. And the flag thrown by the umpire. So let's see what this might be all about.
Boy, Trip Chandler did a great job of finding some room, and Matthew Stafford, who had that bum knee a week ago, tweaked it, might have tweaked it again. I don't think there's any might about it.
No. The flag, and no indication yet what we've got. Here's Penn Wagers.
Number 67 against Georgia. We have a personal foul, late hit against number 94 on Auburn. By rule, those plays offset. 2nd down.
Well, the ineligible, there's Senderick Marks, number 94, and Chester Adams, number 67, was the ineligible man downfield.
Penalties offset. 2nd down will be repeated. 2nd and 13.
Right as he threw that ball, you'll see Marks come in and lay one on Stafford. Let's look at this one. Boy, I just don't get it anymore. That seemed to be football to me. I don't know.
Ask that sound person who's holding the parabolic mic.
Well, he shoved him. He didn't hit him with his helmet. It was not a dead ball foul. That's the difference right there.
2nd down and 13. No Sean Marino. 14 carries for 49 yards. He's had 3 up in the upper 100s, near 200 yards per game. Stafford, deep right side. Massaquoi. No, it's Bailey. I beg your pardon. It's Bailey, number 4, and he makes the grab and is out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
Well, Matthew Stafford gave it a little Jimmy Brown on that one. He limped back to the huddle. He came back and fired a rocket to another guy that we talked about is playing with a bum knee. Sean Bailey missed the season because of knee problems, has really a torn meniscus. He's decided to wait till the end of the season to have surgery. He's already had 1 touchdown catch and another huge one right there.
45-yard gain. Now Thomas Brown replaces Marino in the backfield. Brown gets the handoff. He's hit behind the line. He gets 3 yards. All right, thank you. 2nd down and 8 here, Tim. High formation, Stafford, toss. Marino, he's got some room. Cut, what a cut!
Jeez.
What a cut! Touchdown, Georgia. Lingerie on the field.
Beautifully blocked, beautifully run.
Brandon Coutu with the extra point. Inside the left upright. Bulldogs reclaim the lead.
I'll tell you, for 4 fit blocks on this play. You're going to get a block down from the tight end. You're going to get the tackle with a kick out. Fullback inside and the guard around. It's a lot of drawing, but watch the 4 guys do it. Block down, kick out, wrap around, fullback on the corner, and then your best man with that hole right there. Just watch this. Look at this. Great block. Now watch him sink his hips. He'll sink his hips and make the cut. Beautiful play. You cannot do it any better than that.
It's Zach Etheridge, number 4, who's looking for something that he lost.
That's right.
Noshan Marino wears number 24. He's given Georgia 24 points on a 24-yard run.
And that is the magic number. Auburn's only given up more than 20 once. They lost to LSU. Georgia, they've scored less than 20 twice. They lost both games. Will it be magic for them tonight?
They lost to South Carolina here 16-12. And they were thumped by Tennessee 35-17. Brandon Coutu will kick off from the 30. Brad Lester, Mario Fannin are the deep men. This one goes right. Yeah, it did. Lester picks it up on 1 hop. Comes right down at the 22-yard line. And let's get more from Tracy Wilson on Noshan Marino.
Thanks, guys. Marino's nonstop energy is contagious, not only to his teammates, but it's also been having an effect on others. Apparently, offensive players at local high schools across the state of Georgia now sprint back to the huddle after each play is over, just like Marino does, guys.
All right, Tracy. Asked him when he started it. He said he's done it all of his life. 1st down and 10. Auburn trails by 4 with 4:55 to go. 5 to go in the 3rd. Cox pump fake, and his receiver slipped. Flag. Oh, there was a bump deep right side. Rashad Jones, who's already been flagged for roughing the passer.
Well, Rashad Jones would have got away with the first bump because the ball wasn't thrown. Now, will he get away with the second? Brandon Cox says it's holding. Look at that. It was a corner cat again. The corner blitz. Jones comes across and jams him. Then he kind of panics and grabs him. Maybe.
Well, now I was trying to. Penn Wagers didn't get his mic turned on. I think he may have said Keelan Johnson. Could that have been? Could that possibly have been?
Well, I thought it was number 9.
I did too.
Watch it. You're going to see it. Here comes Jones. He jams him once. Going to get away with that. And then he comes over again. The ball is now in the air.
Oh, that wasn't holding.
Well, but it was the ball in the air, and you can't hit the receiver when the ball in the air. I don't think it was holding either. I agree with that.
On 1st down, there's a run at the left side out to the 37. That's Brad Lester, number 1. His 15th carry of the ball game. 15 for 50.
Tell you, one guy I have not talked about much in this game is Asher Allen. He is a tremendous football player. You watch him, he's been returning kickoffs, making tackles, playing man-man coverage. He is a future star at that cornerback spot, number 2 out there.
2nd down and 8. Here's the toss. Football. Lester falls on it, but he lost yardage back to the 30. It will be 3rd down.
I wonder if he needs to look at his spikes. This is the 2nd time. Excuse me. Oh, he was going to go the other way on that one, wasn't he? He thought that was some type of a counter. He was confused is what it was, and why he was very fortunate to get that ball. It was not the spikes at all. It was the head. He was confused.
3rd and 13. Georgia brings 5. Cox under pressure, goes deep, intercepted. Keelan Johnson with his 2nd of the game.
I'm just not quite sure what Brandon Cox was thinking here. This is a senior, 6th-year senior. The first thing you learn as a freshman is to look where the safety is. You cannot lob the ball down the middle of the field when there's a safety. There he is in the middle of the field. Now watch him turn and just lob the ball. You can't do that. You cannot get away with this type of stuff at this, well, to be honest, at any level of football, that just isn't going to fly.
Rennie Curran and Donnell Ellerby, both linebackers, were coming on the blitz. Keelan Johnson with his 2nd pick of the game. Now Noshawn Marino is way back behind Matthew Stafford. It's 24-20. This is a Georgia team with 4 interceptions coming into the game. Marino to the 47-yard line. On the last possession, as Brandon Cox tries to explain what he was thinking.
Yeah, there was close to being a hold right there, but I think it was Bowling took his hand off. But what feet? He's able to drop his hips and cut at the same time. It's a gift. That's all I can tell you. It's a gift, and he has it.
I told you during the commercial, it reminded me of Joe Washington running for Oklahoma.
Oh, yeah.
30 years ago.
Remember that slippery night on Monday Night Football when he went for all those yards, too?
You bet. 2nd and 9. Here's the toss. Marino comes left. Nothing there. Tries to bounce it to the outside, and he's buried.
Auburn has not been blitzing. They've been winning with their front 4. Can they get pressure, or will they bring the blitz?
Here's Stafford back. No blitz. Stafford deep. He's got Bailey. Diving catch. Good.
I'll tell you, the name of the game is you don't get pressure on number 7. He's got a magical arm. Bailey one-on-one, turns it in, turns it back out. I'm not sure what the coverage was, some type of bracket to the outside, but Savage did not get there. There he said, hey, you don't get me, I can throw it.
Oh, how about the look at the bench? Oh, that was great. Well, he told you asked him yesterday if he was in the trees off the tee on a golf course, did he ever chip out?
He said no. I'll go for it every time.
1st down and 10 after the 33-yard gain.
That'll be a
toss. Flag is down. Halfback pass. Massaquoi caught for a touchdown, but
it's going to cost them. Too eager on the outside. Did not trust the play, and it's going to cost them.
Illegal shift, well, you waste that one.
Illegal motion, I think it really was, coming from the outside. I'm not sure who it was, to tell you the truth. Was it Jason Jackson? I'm not sure.
Number 38 was running toward the line of scrimmage when the ball was snapped. 5-yard penalty. Now lane first.
It was pretty easy to see up here in the box. I mean, the guy was definitely going downhill. And a touchdown, a play that Georgia probably waited all game to use.
You bet.
They bust themselves.
1st down and 15 after the penalty at the 19. 8 Georgia penalties. This one wipes out a touchdown toss from Marino to Massaquoi. Now Stafford with the change. Oh boy, fumble. Well, let's take another look at the penalty that wiped out the touchdown toss.
It might have been Jason Jackson. I can't quite see the number, but watch right here. This guy going in motion leans in, and that's the call. Coming in motion before the snap. See how he goes downhill right there? Yes, definitely going downhill to get the block on the end man of the line of scrimmage. And that was clearly the call and very easy to see from up here in the box.
It was Jason Johnson, and it's 2nd down and 18. Marino shakes the first tackle, spins. There's another flag. Could be a face mask.
And if it is, it'll be a 1st down. I'm telling you, we talked about it at halftime. The guy's too good. I mean, you got to give him the ball. I mean, it's almost like Tebow at Florida. You hate to say it, but every time you don't run him, you question yourself.
Face mask, Auburn. This kid is something really special.
And this is the SEC. This isn't, you know, Division III. Look at that effort. Look at that determination. And yes, I understand the strategy of giving him blows, but you can see how valuable he is. This should have been nothing. That's Trey Blackman right there. That is a big-time linebacker he's running through.
And as a result of the penalty after the 15-yard run from Marino, it's 1st down and goal at the 3.
Now, Georgia doesn't need to snap it here. The quarter's going to end.
1st and goal. High formation. They snap it. Marino, how about that? Touchdown, Georgia. He made a 2-foot move to his right as quick as anything you'll ever see.
Well, that's the comparison that Auburn had to Cadillac Williams. It's called a 2-foot cut. He gets to the hole, he's in one lane, and all of a sudden he's in another lane. That's why the Auburn coaches were saying he reminds us of Cadillac Williams.
As a freshman, a true freshman here in 2001, Cadillac Williams with 41 carries and 160-plus yards. He announced his presence for the Auburn Tigers, and Marino just continues his presence in this, his red shirt freshman year. The extra point is up, and it is good.
Off tackle. Didn't matter if it was the 3rd quarter or the 4th quarter. Just give it to number 24, and you got a chance to make yards. Good blocking up front, but better running. That's that cut that Vern was talking about. He was in lane number 2, and he made it to lane number 3 in about a half a second.
I like this. Marino and Thomas Brown have got this one down.
Well, at least they came to the sideline and did it, and at least it was just 2 guys. It wasn't a whole team.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter with our score 31-20. We'll return to Sanford Stadium right after this word from your local station. No Sean Marino.
Can't take that to Augusta. I'm telling you that right now.
Oh, you are so right. I mean, it's been so enjoyable to watch this young man from New Jersey run.
Well, and you know, we talked about, can one player have an effect like that? Yes, he can. Tebow did it to Florida last year and this year. Marino's doing it this year. And you know what coaches across the country are saying? I'm not going to be afraid to play young guys anymore. You know, forget about whether they're fresh. I don't even want to hear a coach again say, I got a young team, because I'm going to point to these 2 teams and say, they're doing it.
Right.
And all across this country, that's what's happened. You're getting better coached kids who are more ready to play at a younger age.
Well, the kick was out of bounds, and so the re-kick will come from the 25-yard line.
Vern, I'm telling you.
Well, I just, you know, I get around the young kids, and I think it's 1961 all over again. If I'm not careful, the Kingston Trio's going to show up and start singing.
Oh, no.
From the 25, 31-20. Here is the kick. This is Mario Fannin. Oh, boy. Emmett Smith should be able to dance this well.
Marino, and then look at Vern.
Look at Gary Danielson.
No, I was just following. I didn't even dance at my daughter's wedding.
Oh, mercy. First down and 10.
How about this? We got word that Illinois won their football game against Ohio State. I don't know. That might be unconfirmed, but I just heard. I don't know if the crowd's going crazy because of that or not.
Here's Cox. There's Cox. Geno Atkins, number 56.
Here's the problem for Auburn. They've got 2 true freshmen at tackle. Now, these guys can play okay when you can run and pass, but the question is, can they hold up when it's just pass? Not bad by the 2 tackles. Brandon Cox needs to throw the ball. He's got a young, Brandon's kind of out of his game here tonight, if you ask me.
And it began on his first throw of the evening. He was picked off by Keelan Johnson. He's now been sacked twice, intercepted twice. Second down and 20. There's the toss. Ben Tate, number 44. He's popped. Well, let's find out what happened with the Fighting Illini and the Buckeyes.
Rumors.
Here's Timmy Brando.
Vern is Illinois shocks #1 Ohio State. Schools like LSU and Oregon, 3 schools in the Big 12 are celebrating. A little fisticuffs afterwards by the Buckeyes. They quickly take care of that. Ron Zook's team gets the win. Notre Dame goes down to 1-9. Air Force a winner 41-24. So LSU and Oregon should be atop the BCS next week if they win out.
And Kansas, of course, undefeated, plays tonight at Oklahoma State. Hawaii, undefeated, is at home out in the island. On the island. Not in it. Here's third down. Cox across the middle. Incomplete. Fourth down.
Short hopped it. He short hopped it. I think he saw a linebacker there just as he was letting it go, and he hung on a little too long there. The ball with 1 bounce to the receiver. Cox needs to find his game. He's brought his team back 3 times so far in this season. He's going to have to find his game if they have any chance in this football game.
Ryan Shoemaker is on to punt. Mikey Henderson at the 35-yard line. Short. Henderson moves up. Fair catch. Bounces, and he wisely gets out of the way. It'll come to a stop at the 30-yard line. And there's a flag down.
There's a flag back at 14.
I think Mark Rick will send him back. Well, he's trying to find out.
Now, I thought I saw one of the Auburn upbacks move.
Yes. Mark's saying, we take the ball right here, or should we force them to punt again? Georgia and LSU, the only 2 teams that have not had a return by special teams for a touchdown this year. Excuse me, Georgia and LSU.
Illegal shift on the kicking team. Penalty will be added on to the end of the kick. First down.
Tommy Tuberville a little disgusted with that.
Vern still got the eyes. Was it 52 that moved Coleman? Yes, it was. Yep. Boy, a guy can dance and see numbers at the same time, I'll tell you. What a skill.
That's a lot to be said for experience.
That's right.
Oh, no, Sean Marino has shown us something. We'll be right back.
And now it's time for our Geico scoring recap.
Take you back to this afternoon. Brandon Coutu with the first score of the day, a 32-yard field goal. Auburn came back. Wes Byram from only 22 yards to tie it up. at 3-3. Then 14 unanswered. First, Matthew Stafford to Massaquoi, 58-yard touchdown, 10-3 Georgia. Matthew Stafford followed that up with a 13-yard touchdown toss to Sean Bailey. Nice catch by Bailey, 17-3. And prior to the half, Ben Tate with a 7-yard run. It was 17-10 Georgia at the break. Auburn with the first touchdown of the third quarter. A little flip out to Mario Fannin, 12 yards, 17-17. Wes Byram's field goal gave Auburn a 20-17 edge. And then it became Noshawn Marino's show. First of all, a 24-yard touchdown run. Georgia back on top. And then Marino with a 3-yard touchdown run. 31-20. And that is where we stand in this 111th renewal of this annual rivalry.
Well, you can see it. 30 points 4 times. 3 times. 3 in a row by Georgia. Last 3 times.
Handoff goes to Thomas Brown, the senior, who was the starter at the beginning of this year, and Greg Lumpkin, who went out with an injury, was the second team tailback. Noshawn Marino, the third teamer.
Now remember, modern day football, you can't go conservative. These games last forever. We've seen it all year. You keep attacking. You've got a potential touchdown in number 7 every time he throws deep. Sean Bailey's having a tremendous game. He's right there from the blitz. That's Bailey.
Second down and 4. Motion in the line. Matthew Stafford gets the snap and takes a knee, and this should be encroachment, offside against Auburn. Appeared that Jake Ricks came across that neutral zone.
On the defense. Penalty 5 yards. Result for the play. First down.
And a first down now for the Georgia Bulldogs. They have Kentucky. Uh-oh. Whoa.
First and 10.
Whoa. That was anybody but Robert Baker down there. And Uga the 6th is going to get taken out to the woodshed.
Probably not, but that guy is feisty.
Dog of the man. Thomas Brown. Thomas Brown to the 1. Broken collarbone against Ole Miss. 53-yard run here, Gary.
Well, I'll tell you, Brennan Sutherland, number 36, had a great block on Trey Blackman. We should show it one more time because the fullback had the great block on Marino. Watch Sutherland, number 36, right there. Look at him get Blackman. Look at that block by Sutherland. He's had 2 great blocks. One for Marino, one for Brown. Both of those guys should go dance with Sutherland.
First and goal, Georgia. They hand it to Sutherland, the fullback. Touchdown, Bulldogs.
That is great play calling. Well, we saw Brown congratulate Marino. We saw Sutherland make the block, and now we have the offensive coordinator, Mike Bobo, reward his fullback with a touchdown.
Snap is back, the kick up and good. And suddenly this very tight game has become all Georgia. 21 points in the last 7 minutes.
Number 36, follow that guy, truck and trailer. Truck and trailer, there it is, there's the truck. 36, there's the trailer. Fake out one guy in the secondary. Savage has no chance, and Brown says, I'm healthy, and Sutherland says, I'm rewarded. Georgia putting it to him.
Sanford Stadium on the edge of the University of Georgia campus. Thomas Brown and Noshawn Marino. You know what he's saying? You want the truth? You can handle the truth.
Yeah, you the man. No, you the man. No, you the man. No, you the man. No, you the man. I know you the man.
Oh, well, what the heck?
Boy, that's, you know, Thomas Brown, before he got injured with the collarbone, had 180 yards rushing against Ole Miss before he injured that thing. Marino comes in, provides the energy. Brown gets healthy, and now this Georgia team. Now, they have to depend on Tennessee losing a game to get to the championship. But don't forget, if they run the table and LSU gets in the championship game, the BCS, by winning, Georgia could sneak in the Sugar Bowl game by not getting in the championship with only 2 losses.
Yes, indeed. Thomas Brown, he's on schedule to graduate. A wonderful article in the Athens Banner Herald this morning by Lauren Smith talking about Thomas Brown as a student athlete. Both his mom and his dad have their doctorate degrees. And he's a young kid who really gets it right. And we're told now that the play clock, both of them, are inoperative. And so 38-20 with 12:11 to go in the ball game.
It's just an explosive display here by Georgia.
That one's short. A little pooch kick taken up near the 40-yard line by Cole Bennett, the tight end. Well, let's take another look at the offensive line, a young offensive line for the most part.
Yeah, everybody really does it right here. You know, you got guys at every level that get blocks. Velasco gets it. Chris Davis, number 63, gets it to the outside. Chris Davis, number 63, excuse me. Chester Adams, number 67. Even Sean Bailey downfield hustling to allow your running back to cut back. That was a team run, and the big guy right there, Chester Adams, just leveled and just pancaked his man on the play.
First down and 10. Here's Cox, and it's dropped. That hasn't happened much. Well, we mentioned there are 24 players from Georgia on the Auburn roster. There's only one player on the Georgia roster from Alabama, and that's Chester Adams, the right tackle, number 67. His high school coach in Laverne, Alabama, was Mike DeBose, the former Alabama head coach, who's now the head coach at Millsaps College.
That was
Jackson, Mississippi. 15 laterals.
15 laterals. Boy.
Defeated by Trinity University from San Antonio. Second down and 10. Cox back. Across the middle, tip. This could be intercepted. And it is. Brian Evans gets his first of the year and the third of the night for the Georgia Bulldogs.
I thought Cox threw a pretty good ball here. Did this bounce off the receiver, or was it deflected? Yes, that ball should have been caught. I mean, come on, Edwin guy hit the guy right in the head. I've been on him a little bit all game. But that time, Lester, was it Lester that dropped that ball? Dropped it cleanly. Keelan Johnson was going for it, didn't get it, and Cox has another interception.
I guarantee you, I think McFadden is the favorite for the Doak Walker Award, but Noshawn Marino is going to be in the conversation. Here's the catch. Stafford over the middle. Trent Chandler, the tight end.
Well-designed play that time, but we got our own Heisman list here too, don't we?
Yes, yes. Well, these are numbers beginning today. Florida playing tonight with Tim Tebow. Dennis Dixon off today. McFadden.
I don't think McFadden's going to do it. I added him on. No, I do not. I do not think he's going to do it. They have not won enough games. I don't think he's going to get there. I think a guy that you might want to crawl back into this, I'm just wondering.
Right.
Could Glenn Dorsey crawl back up into this thing? Would people ever be willing to vote for a defensive lineman or defensive player?
It'd make news, I know.
It'd be nice for him to go to New York.
Well, Peyton Manning will tell you that, yes, they do vote for defensive players.
That's right.
Charles Woodson.
Yeah, it is, but he made a lot of catches and returns, though. Marino, nah, you don't get it as a freshman. Sorry. I mean, I'll give it to you as the leader of this team, but he's had some day, hasn't he, Vern?
Well, you know, a guy named Herschel Walker finished third as a freshman. And this Marino, and he's such a humble young man. I mean, he's really enjoyable to sit down and chat with, as we had the opportunity to do yesterday. He said he's not a big football fan. He doesn't watch games. He watches basketball.
Yeah, and he's not really a basketball fan because he's a Net fan.
Oh, yeah, you. Gary Danielson. Here's Marino. Another spin, and he reaches down to the 31. And how about the all-time freshman rushing list? These are with his current numbers. He's now got 1,098 yards. So McFadden's within his his reach. Reggie Cobb's within his reach.
Yeah, he got 99 yards on this game, too. I'm sure they're going to get him his 100 yards in this football game, no matter what, before even they turn it over to the backups.
8:45 to go. Matthew Stafford is up under center. Matthew Stafford out of Highland Park High School. The Scots, the starter as a sophomore. Here's Marino, and he should have his 100.
Marino inside the 30.
Well, comparison was made with Carnell Cadillac Williams, Gary.
Well, it's because of the way they cut. They're kind of jump cutters. Both are very good fumbles. You know, I think in his career, Cadillac Williams only had 3 fumbles. Marino's fumbled, what, once this year, or twice this year at the most. Both take care of the ball and both make big yards. They're about the same size.
4th down and 1, and Stafford rolls deep. He's got the man, Chandler, to the 3-yard line. And Chandler might have tweaked the knee.
4th and inches. They got a power backfield tilted to the right, and then they sneak out the tight end right up the middle. Nice, beautiful handoff play right there. That's that pass you got to be trained to throw if you're a quarterback. Rolling and throwing it on the run, he did it well.
Matthew Stafford, mentioning Highland Park High School, that's got a great legacy. Back in the 40s in the starting backfield, the quarterback was Bobby Lane. And the running back was Doak Walker. A couple of Hall of Famers in the same backfield. Here's the run down to the 1. And Matthew Stafford became a starter for the Scots as a sophomore. The place kicker on that team was Ryan Walcott, Doak Walker's grandson. So there's a link to the past.
Matthew Stafford out of Texas. That's modern day football, by the way. You go where you have an opportunity to play. It was a connection with Mark Richt. He followed Richt to Georgia. He said he's had some good quarterbacks do well. He came here. He knew he had a chance to play as a freshman, and it's worked out well.
Well, his dad and mom both graduated from Florida State, thus Florida State fans. Here's Thomas Brown, touchdown. Another. That's John Stafford to the left. That's his mom, Margaret, to the right. The Stafford family. And we've seen this dance before, haven't we?
Yeah, right. We might be seeing a lot of it the next couple of years, too.
$44-20.
Well, you can see it. They stick it in again. How about this for Georgia? The last 3 games. Florida, 42. Troy, 44. Auburn, 45 points. 3 straight weeks.
45-20 Georgia. 6:48 to go. The Bulldogs trailed 20-17 when they decided to get serious. My gracious.
Well, they got a lethal combination now because Stafford can score from anywhere on the field. He's got that type of arm. The young offensive linemen are coming on. They got a blocking fullback and 2 tailbacks. One of the guy is inspirational. They got a tough combination to beat.
Short, little pooch kick, and it'll go out of bounds again. There's the flag down. Well, the SEC today. This has been an intriguing year, has it not? Mississippi State, Sylvester Croom, they've become bowl eligible, folks.
That's great news for
all
of college football.
You bet. And Rich Brooks in Kentucky, Mitch Barnhart making a very difficult decision 3 years ago to retain him. They'd won only 3 games that year. And the Wildcats went to a bowl last year. They defeat Vanderbilt 27-20 today. Derek Dooley, Vincent Barber's, you know, now she's going to kill me for this. She told me last night their nickname for their son, Derek, the head coach of Louisiana Tech, Precious.
Precious. Well, I've got some of those at home too. Hey, how about the next wave? Sylvester Croom is producing for the next wave of African-American coaches, and they're all over this league. Joker Phillips, Charlie Strong. I mean, it's going to happen, and it's going to happen very quickly now.
Cox delivers right side. Ben Tate. Well, 45 points posted today by the Georgia Bulldogs. This is the third game in a row, as Gary told you. The last time they scored 40-plus points, the only ones of us in the press box who were alive at the time, Larry Munson and me.
and between the two of you, there's only one still dancing.
Barely.
Barely.
Second down and 6. 1942. Flag is down. Well, senior quarterbacks, Gary, you mentioned this back in the first half.
Yeah, we had this one ready. We were ready. Last 10 times, a senior quarterback for Auburn was the starting quarterback. You can see it, how he's had it. Had a good year so far for Brandon. Won 11 games last year. But the senior quarterback in this game has been successful the last 10 times. It's not going to happen today.
Nope. Well, Tommy Tuberville was talking about this rivalry with adjacent state neighbors. That was an offside call against Marcus Howard. And they've got Alabama coming up.
Yeah, they got a bye. And I think Tommy Tuberville read his team pretty correctly. He said he was worried about fatigue. They had not had a bye game all year, played a lot of physical football. They look like they just wore down in this football game also.
Second down and short, 2nd and 1 with 5.5 to go. Here's Ben Tate going right. Brandon Cox had that disappointing game a year ago in a 35-17 defeat to this team. He was 4 of 12 with 4 interceptions, and today 12 of 23, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions.
Well, they get a chance now to regroup. They still have Alabama. You know, it'll be an even game, I would think. You know, Auburn's had their way in that game. I think the one thing that's missing from this Auburn team, they just don't have the ability to quick strike. And in modern day college football, you must have that. There's so many blitz packages and great athletes on defense. You must be able to go downfield and quick strike.
First down and 10. Here's Cox back. Buried. That's the 3rd sack tonight. And it's Jeremy Lomax, number 55.
Well, this time the inside was run over. You watch it come right up the gut right here. Inside just gets run over. And then to the outside, Geno Atkins provides the push inside. And Lomax comes around the corner. Auburn team is not built to play this way. They're used to holding and keeping the score very close and managing the first downs and the chains is what they call it.
Second down and 20. Cox across the middle. He's got Stewart, his fullback, and that's a first down at the 37-yard line. 4:18 to go. Auburn Tigers fought back. They were down 17-3. They scored 17 unanswered to take a 20-17 lead in the 3rd quarter, and then Noshawn Marino took over. 2 touchdowns. Thomas Brown alternating in the backfield at a 53-yard run to set up another 21 points in a short span of 7 minutes, and now we're looking at a 45-20 deficit facing the Auburn Tigers. First down. Under 4 to go. Incomplete. Intended for Robert Dunn and incomplete. Well, the Tigers of LSU taking out of conference Louisiana Tech tonight, and if this score stands, and it will, then the LSU Tigers not only watch Ohio State lose today, they cinch the West. Will see them in Atlanta.
Yeah, but that's small for LSU. They got to win them all. Their goal is getting to the, not just the SEC West. They have to win the SEC. They must win all their games. They can't drop another game to get their goals.
Cox incomplete. And the SEC East, Tennessee wins today over Arkansas. They're 4-2. Georgia currently 4-2, but they lost 35-17 to Tennessee. Mark Richt was talking about that game with us yesterday. He said there's no shame in losing, but there is great shame in not competing. And he said we didn't compete at Tennessee, and he said I was as responsible as anybody else. Well, they've competed tonight. 3rd and 10. Well played. Tate. Little spin move. And that will set up 4th down. Jeff Owens. Here's the lineup tonight. CSI New York, followed by Criminal Minds, and then 48 Hours Mystery. That's tonight's lineup on CBS television. You know, we had 5 nail biters in a row. We were due for something a little, but this was a terrific ball game.
It really looked like it, that it was going to go all the way down to the wire, you know, but it just the speed and the big playability, that combination for Georgia is tough to stop right now.
On 4th down, Cox back. Little wheel route for Carl Stewart, incomplete.
Marcus Washington was right in position to make that play that time. All the wheel route to the outside, and you know that ball easily could have been caught. Not going to change the outcome of the game, but it could have been caught right there. Brandon Cox threw a perfect pass for an interception. Now he throws a perfect pass for a drop ball. He just needs to reload now. He's got one more big game. He's got Alabama in front of him. Got him at home. Tommy Tuberville knew this would be a tough win here. Team played well for a half, kind of ran out of gas.
Sophomore Joe Cox is in at quarterback. This is a rare appearance for Joe, the highly recruited quarterback out of Independence High School in Charlotte, North Carolina. That's a familiar name to people who follow the SEC. Chris Leak played there. Massaquoi played there. Thank you, Tim. And, of course, Tim alluding to the Trinity win over Millsaps. 15 laterals in that one. Here's the handoff left side. And Joe Cox is a fumble.
Yep.
And let's see who got it. They'll unpile the bodies.
Johnson's had a forgetful night.
Yes.
Motion on a touchdown pass and now a fumble.
Well, Auburn ball with 2:02 to go.
Well, let's look at Georgia's chances here. You know, they've got to, win Kentucky next week at home, and then they play their last game against Georgia Tech. Tennessee has 2 more games. They got to play Vandy at home and then at Kentucky. Kentucky has Little back, Burton healthy, and still has Andre Woodson. That'll be a real interesting last final game for Tennessee.
1st down and 10 after the turnover. And Auburn takes over at the 19-yard line. Mario Fannin is the running back. Bennett, the tight end, splits way out wide right. Here's Cox back to throw. Deep. And Robert Dunn can't hang on. He's popped in the back, and there's another flag down. There's the illegal shift. Well, one of the memorable moments came for us a couple of weeks ago. It was more memorable for Mark Richt. Here's his wife, Catherine, after they defeat the Florida Gators. And then a hug for one of his sons, David. His oldest son, John, is going to Clemson next year as a quarterback. And, of course, there's Catherine. She, quite a few folks know about this. Catherine serves as the water girl.
Yeah. Well, by the way, it's a hot team right now, Clemson, where Mark Richt's son is going. They've got their quarterback playing well, and that's a game the SEC needs to win. South Carolina will play them at the end of the year. As all these games, non-conference games, at the end of the year are going to mean a lot.
There's Cox, and Dunn drops it again. And let's go down to Tracy Wolfson. Okay?
Guys, I asked Catherine if we were going to see another big smooch tonight, and she said, I don't go and find him. If he comes and finds me, I'll kiss him. But after all the attention that got the other week, he probably won't.
Now we should complete the mention of the family. There are 2 kids, the younger kids, son Zach and daughter Anya, adopted by Mark and Catherine from Ukraine. 2nd and 15. one is caught at the 29-yard line. 1:45 to go.
One more note here for what Georgia has accomplished this year. They beat Florida and Auburn now. The first time for Georgia to do this since 1982. Herschel Walker's senior year. Last year, oh yes, his last year. I've been corrected by our tremendous producer. We got 12 guys corrected me as I said that, by the way, you know.
Craig Silver is our, Craig Silver down in the truck with Steve Milton, our director. And
you get thrown out of the stadium by saying his senior year for Herschel Walker, right?
And this group of people that travels around the SEC every week and shares the passion. There's another interception. That's picked off by Thomas Flowers, number 29. So Brandon Cox has now equaled the number of picks he threw last year in the loss, 35-17. That is the 4th tonight.
Yeah, this one just didn't get far enough for Brandon Cox. You expect your receiver to come back and help you out, knock it down, but just at the same time, Dunn was going outside, the ball was going inside. It kind of a meaningless interception if you're Brandon Cox, to tell you the truth. The game is basically over, but Tommy Tuberville has to reload his team, and I think the off week is going to reinvigorate this team. I mean, they just look like they're out of gas.
Noshawn Marino, redshirt freshman, the ball at the 1 with 58 seconds to go after the change of possession. Handoff goes to Sean Chappis, number 49, the fullback. It's his 9th carry of the year. Now time for the Ruby Tuesday player of the game. 22 for 101. He had 2 terrific touchdowns here in the second half to lead the Bulldogs from behind to the victory, an average tonight of 4.6. Second down. Georgia at home next week against Kentucky. And then they have their rivals at Georgia Tech. Here's Mark Richt with the handshake for Tommy Tuberville at midfield. He talked about this rivalry with Georgia compared to the Alabama rivalry. Tommy Tuberville said this is a controlled rivalry. The other one is out of control.
That's right.
Now time for the 5-star play of the game presented by Wrangler. Noshawn Marino with his team trailing. Here's a touchdown run by Noshawn Marino. High formation, Stafford, toss. Marino, he's got some room. Cut, what a cut. Jeez. What a cut, touchdown Georgia. That put Georgia on top. There's the cut again. And they didn't look back once they got the lead on Noshawn Marino's touchdown run. The Georgia Bulldogs win by 25. Coming up tonight, CSI New York, followed by Criminal Minds, and then 48 Hours Mystery. Sanford Stadium, Athens, Georgia. Between the hedges. For Tracy Wolfson and Gary Danielson, I'm Vern Lundquist. We'll see you next week. The Dancing Duo.